Hi everyone.
Frank 20. Carol Wilson to break.
Well, again, Sullivan a little fortunate there, has to be said, because that red on the way back up the table was an obstacle which he didn't really avoid entirely.
Another shake of the head from O'Sullivan. We saw a lot of that yesterday. A thicker kiss on that red, and he could have been in big trouble, but he still left this long one, and Wilson hasn't missed one from long range yet.
Well, I expected him to get it, I have to say. I thought he might try and run it round two cushions quite straight. I'm surprised he tried to hold there. I think that was quite difficult. Just don't want to leave this guy India O'Sullivan. You just can't leave him in amongst them at the black end. Can't gift him chances like this, because he's still got it. Whatever else. The greatest, in my opinion, at this. The ease around the pink and black spot in which he can score, and the pace of it.
He's used that golfing analogy many times during this championship, hasn't he? A little Ballesteros-like tee shots, but his ability to conjure something has kept him going.
$16. 17. Frank.
Something the players, of course, have not had to contend with during this tournament. Distractions in the arena.
I think Marcel Eckhart there, he said Frank, because Frank
24.
Baker is WSA security people ensuring that maybe whatever it was stopped. Well, snooker, Frank.
$25.
Okay, he's delightfully placed on that red to the middle.
32. 33.
Beautifully played. Beautiful touch. We've noticed that the bottom cushion, black cushion, is on top of the situation.
41.
Now, I'm guessing the red's open. I don't think there's all that many in play, if anything. Well, I think that's that. That
48.
is the end of fun while it lasted. That the pack didn't look particularly encouraging, to be honest. Let's be honest, whatever O'Sullivan felt about his match with Selby and the way he's played this match, absolutely by the book. Shot selection. That was always the problem, that he did leave that. Even playing it with the wrong hand. The one that he's touching, because it would be considered a push shot. But he hasn't. Well, the pink is blocking off the left side of the bunch. I don't know whether there's just trying to lay into the bunch of a couple of cushions.
Foul and a miss. Karen Wilson 4.
It could be a record-breaking day, of course, for O'Sullivan to move ahead of Stephen Hendry. But he hasn't won one for 17 months.
Yep.
Just the one title on the CV this season, the Invitational Shanghai Masters. Well, they say the double kiss is fatal. Not this time. A little bit of luck for Wilson. And it's turned out to be a very handy safety. He holds his hand up.
One.
It's a pretty good shot, isn't it? It did look hard to pot it and get through that gap on the pink, and he's done well. Done very well. And nothing else moved there in the bunch. Now needs to make it really pay.
Yes, he had a chance to. What can he make of this counter-attack? Things start to get difficult for Wilson.
8.
Yeah, absolutely, Philip. This is a really important stage. We sound like we're saying that, but you just been watching it unfold. You would say now is not the time. All the fight that Kyron put in last night, he fought like a lion to take himself into a position of being close. Scuppered in that last frame of the session. Started. And you realise O'Sullivan is still scoring pretty well in amongst them. Playing the run through the reds here. Pretty happy with that, I think. I know he's not right behind the black. And this is the point I made earlier. Just sometimes his cue ball control is not immaculate. Now he's a little further away from the next red than he perhaps would have been. As great a potter as he is, if he drops out of position enough times, the pressure mounts and he'll be missing one. This could be the moment. This is a shot he has to give a lot of care. All because the last shot, a couple of shots prior to it,
Karen Wilson,
he was falling a little further out of position on the balls at this game. The pressure builds.
Well, that's two big opportunities that Wilson has had today. He's not taken them.
1.
And he's cross with himself.
That'd be his shot. Well, he With the 3 reds in the middle of the table, O'Sullivan. The other red on the right will not come into play until is the snooker's acquired stage. And there's an example of O'Sullivan's cue ball. It's a better control.
13.
He's always behind the next shot perfectly. That's why.
There you go, 35 the lead. There'll only be 35.
20.
When this red goes in for a 4-frame cushion again.
21.
And that is a very healthy lead heading towards them. The feeling remains that O'Sullivan's game isn't quite as he'd like it to be, but he's doing sufficient damage
28.
to stay in control.
Look at that last shot again. Position immaculate on the red. Frame over. And Karen Wilson, really, he could have won all of the 3 frames, 2 of them.
And they hurt so much more, don't they, when you've had the chance and you've not quite been good enough to take it. They're the
34.
frames that tend to linger in the mind.
36.
Wilson has. Oh, he's got to really dig deep. He badly needs the final frame before the mid-session interval.
39.
Otherwise, O'Sullivan. We know he can do it. O'Sullivan was 6 clear last evening and was pegged back.
48.
But there's not too much wrong with his cue action.
54.
48 initially before he ran out of position. And 61 to finish, a clearance that puts Ronnie O'Sullivan 4 clear. Karen Wilson's in trouble again. He trails 12-8. The final frame before the interval.
A couple of times he went out of position eventually. His first frame he didn't get a chance. And if he wanted to come out.
Yes, for most of the first 2 sessions, O'Sullivan was around the 85% pot success mark, which for him is poor. Not always of his own making.
One.
And he's in again. Now, what kind of bounce is he going to get off the cushion this time?
Behind the yellow.
If O'Sullivan can win this, be ahead going into the final session tonight.
Nine.
For later, perhaps. Ooh, that was sloppy.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 16.
Maybe thinking ahead a little too far. Seems to have come. Sometimes your concentration can be on the next shot. You forget the obvious, but that's a bad error.
One.
Yeah, that's more like it. He's knocked in a couple of good ones today from Longley.
Yeah, I think the red in the middle was a minor blemish, but I don't know what's changed overnight, but his alignment seems a lot better today, doesn't it?
Telling us all tournament that he hasn't got a cue action. Many have raised eyebrows at that statement, but there've been a few technical issues for him during this final. But right now, there don't appear to be too many.
I think this was a beautiful shot.
6.
Well, if he can do the damage here, he really will be in pole position, O'Sullivan. Just 5 frames away,
7.
but that's not gone to plan. Another good recovery shot required.
Twice now he's been in this frame. The little nudge on the reds was not as planned. Determined to, this time, not play a safety shot. Keep attacking the table. Fabulous recovery.
And actually now, he'll feel better. Pink to keep the break going than he would have done
13.
about a routine black. Cueing well again.
Yeah, I think psychologically, you know, this frame goes his way. He's starting to take control, real control of this final battle of his own to just get this frame on the board. I mean, you'd think that it would be all on iron now, but snooker's not like that. Everyone's facing their own personal battles out there.
John Higgins ran O'Sullivan to 18-14. Apart from, of course, Mark Selby, who inflicted his only loss.
22.
Well, there's a red, as I said, in the middle. It's been there throughout. When he missed that red in the middle, I think he played on it then, O'Sullivan. I don't think he's done that much wrong. Missed a couple of important shots when he could have cleared up. At this level, I guess that's all you need to do wrong.
27.
The frame's clear and a guaranteed lead
28.
going into tonight's resumption at 7:30. More importantly, an unassailable one, unless Wilson has a very strong second half to this third
35.
session. But he's still got a...
You know, the thing is, all the reds will
36.
get out of each other's way here. So he's played that shot, although he didn't really have to go into the bunch, I didn't think there. That's the reason he did. He could have taken the reds one by one. Well, that's the reason. That's a magical shot. And he just crept in, but it was a delightfully played shot. The way the cue ball just came around 2 cushions on the black. What a shot this is.
51.
Another frame on the board.
52.
He's just missed one pot in this frame. In the first 4 frames, a red to the left middle. Just a blemish.
57.
Something that really did not, in the end, make any difference.
Karen Wilson started superbly with that break, launched by a brilliant long red. But he missed a pink in the next frame when he could have, to punish O'Sullivan. He missed again in the frame just gone, leaving a red for O'Sullivan. And now, barring snookers, he's going to be second, 5 adrift.
Yeah, just the outside chance, though, for Karen here, because he's got the red by the pink, which would be, if you could save that till last, would be a good snookering ball.
1.
Managed to get 3 snookers at a pivotal stage of his second round match with Martin Gould.
8.
I say 3 snookers, he was helped by a free ball,
9.
but it was a frame that if Gould was coming back hard at him, how he would love a similar scenario here.
Well, he's finished in between slightly there. We read to the middle. Well, it's in.
17.
He's recovered the situation well there. Like I say, if he really... Well, that's not going to happen now, I think.
Card and Wilson 17.
Not quite the end of the frame, but it might as well be, because this...
1.
And what a mini session it's turned out to be for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Queuing better, but he has been let off the hook a couple of times by Kyren Wilson, who wasn't able
7.
to keep that. It's only
8.
a small error here or there, but at this level in a world final against great, that's enough to leave you well adrift, which Wilson now is. 5 behind, and already this session now
15.
looks like he's going to be behind going into the finale tonight. Whatever happens in the second half of this session, in the meantime, he's got a lot to think about during that 15-minute break. Ronnie O'Sullivan frames to 8. He's only 5 away from the title.
Absolutely right, Philip.
1.
But that kind of shot would have been tough. And that's the beauty of Ronnie gets delayed reaction. Comes from Q power.
9.